The following broadcast is brought to you by
Elite Performance,
What's Poppin' Corn Snacks? Printed Memories.
Revved Up Tattoos,
The Fighter's Friend.
Doc Sports Service,
The One's Kitchen.
Inner Beast Sportswear.
It's another original BW Sports 1 production.
What is the good word? Hey, guess who's back? It's the boys talking basketball. It's the state of basketball, episode 67, the NBA playoffs. What's up, big man?
What's going on? Welcome back, baby. It feels good. I'm sorry we took that hiatus, but we back. We got the content that you need, that you crave, our perspectives, some a little silly, some not, but we back. Hopefully giving the people what they want.
Yes, they want us. No, but what better time for us to jump back into the hoop scene? You know, it's the end of the regular season. Getting ready to start these NBA playoffs and the play-in. We already got drama building going into these playoffs. You know what I mean? We just finished the NCAA tournaments, both of them. Browsed through them real quick earlier in our topic, but most of it's going to be about these playoffs and these play-ins. But I mean, it was just an exciting time for basketball. I completely forgot to put up the winners of the bracket challenge. Like I just thought about it. So I'm probably gonna have to go look. Everybody's shit was messed up. So and nobody has texted me or inboxed me like, hey, who won? Or blah blah blah.
Because
So
they know they
obviously nobody cares. So we'll check in on I'll check in on that a little bit later on, but should be fun, man. This is an exciting time of year. We can ready to get into these playoffs for the NBA, but it's a sad time of year because that means that we're getting ready to go through a period of time where there is no basketball. Like I used to have a little extra outlet when Mackenzie was playing, and you know, AAU was during the summer. Well, she's graduating and they don't play, and there's no hooping.
Yeah, it's definitely that time of year. We get some satisfaction with the ladies coming a little later in summer. But outside of that, bro, it's all about the summer league comes up. So we got a little. It may not be
Ideal.
right. It might not be at the same level, but it's still basketball to watch. And I do enjoy because at that point you get to see some of the newcomers. You get to see how they're able to start their transition to the professional life.
Right. I agree. You know, I mean, who knows? I might slide in on some of these AAU tournaments here in the city because I mean, there are, you know, younger sisters and brothers that, you know, play. So I mean, I guess I can go watch some.
And I'm gonna tell you this. This is exclusive. This is on here. Drum roll, please. I might get back in the 45 and over league. I said might.
Oh yeah, I'm going to watch.
I went to see a couple of a good friend of our my point guard Pat Fleming games, and you know you hear it when you playing or you can you play on Sundays? Can you play on Sunday? What you want to do? And he's like, ah. I may still have the bug, but I do got a lot to do to try to get into shape because I don't want to go out of shape, hurt myself, can't go to work because work is always most important at this age.
What's up, Joe? We'll talk about that series or those games shortly. So what he say?
What's up? Yeah, that's one of my guys.
Ball.
That's one of my guys. He's a travel ball coach. His son's doing great things down in Florida. Shout out to Joe Filine, played with him, Polk Community College in Florida. Getting his pick in early.
Getting his pick in early. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. I do like travel ball. I ain't gonna knock travel ball. I mean, it was fun when the games were being played. It's the external circumstances around the travel ball, but
politics that's involved.
Yeah, politics.
But he did it. But he did it the other way. He's like, okay, I'm a coach, and that way I know there's no politics, but there's a lot involved in that. So, shouts out to him for being able to endure what comes with being a coach, and yourself as well.
You are a unicorn, my man. And he'll tell you, he's watching. He'll tell you. That ain't that, yeah, man. They cutthroat over there. Hey, bro.
Yeah, Florida too. There's a lot of hooping going on in Florida. Football is what the state is known for, but basketball is not far behind.
Yeah, that's the difference with football and basketball in the youth sports. Football doesn't have a summer thing like that because you really can't do that with football. You know what I mean? With the physicality on the body. Yeah, it's more camp oriented when it comes to football. So I'm looking forward to that process. That should be fun too with this little lineman. But I guess we'll go ahead and get into it. So
let's do it.
We're gonna check ball up top. This is our other basketball news outside of the NBA, brought to you by Elite Performance. Hit our man Zach up over at Elite Performance if you want to try to get that body into the shape that you want to be in, to do something athletic or just, be in with better shape. Hit Zach up at 765-499-1005, where elite fitness becomes reality. So first up, we're going to holler at our favorite school. We're going to talk about Michigan, which brings up the transfer portal. I know you don't follow the girls too much, but 3 girls was in the transfer portal for the ladies. One that left out. One was Maddie Nolan. Well, she was a senior anyway, so she could have done all kind of things. Not a big deal. The one that really comes to mind is Ari Wiggins from Heritage Christian. It's her sophomore year. Not getting a lot of playing time or whatever, but she transferred out and she is now staying home and going to Butler.
Wow.
So I guess it ain't for everybody, but she wasn't getting a whole lot of clock. When she got in, she was making a lot of turnovers. So.
And I got to kind of go with that. I'm not sure how much we talked about it already, but I am pro NIL because I was in a situation. I wasn't even in a 4-year college. I was in a 2-year college. So where a person may
pro transfer portal.
Pro transfer portal. Yes, I'm pro transfer portal.
You said NIL. That's the only reason
why I'm pro that too. I'm pro both of those things. But like I said, I was in when you're a JUCO, you really don't have a lot of time like you would at a 4-year university. So I'm for it. It worked out well for me because I was able to leave after the first year. Wasn't really getting the playing time. Not sure how much me and the coach clicked for whatever reasons. You're talking about a young Storm. But my sophomore year, I definitely flourished. I was able to have the time. So anyone else in that predicament, I would say if it's just not working out for you where you're at, even though you love the guys you play with, but unfortunately you may have to make that move. And I don't have a problem with that at all.
Okay. I was just telling who left.
I know, but I just wanted to talk about the portal because I'm excited because these cats, these young men and young women have the opportunity where they may not, or it may have been a little harder depending on what kind of scholarship they sign.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the fence on it, whatever. But on the men's side, you got a notable name of a transfer going out, and you had a guy who really wasn't living up to his expectations. So he's transferring out. But Hunter Dickinson, the leading scorer the last 3 seasons, all first team All American, first team All Big Ten. You know what I mean? Like he's transferring out his senior year. So that brings me to a little concern with what's going on up there with somebody who's played that long. And it wasn't like you weren't getting no playing time.
Yeah,
It
he
wasn't
was the
like you
man.
wasn't a feature.
But what I read about with him, it was more about opportunity to win the championship. Although we do have great players coming in. Well, a great player with Caleb Love out of your school that you cheer for. Outside of him, we got a couple people so far. I understand. Do I project him winning the title next year? Probably not. So I understand he wants to win a championship because his NBA future is really, I don't know where it goes with him. If you're not a Jokic type player, being at his size and stature and game, it's going to be difficult for you. I'll definitely hope the best for him. I have no ill will for him leaving. Um, the game is just turned away from his skill set as as it is at this moment. Definitely has room and time to grow, but at this moment, yeah, I would try to get with a college ring too.
Well, then he need to not be looking at Kentucky. Need not be looking at Kentucky. You'd be in the same predicament that you're in now. You know what I mean? So I kind of see what he's going because you got a lot of guys leaving. You know what I mean? I really felt that Jet Howard should have stayed. I don't think he should have went to the league, but how you going to tell a kid that's projected first round lottery pick, not to stay? I mean, I would feel that his dad would be like, hey, bro, you're really not ready. You might get watched out in your first 3 years. You know what I mean? I kind of feel that if you can't go left and you're a 5-star recruit, you know what I mean? That's an issue, but that's notwithstanding, the coming in of Caleb Love, I think is going to be good. I think he recognized what was going on in North Carolina and it wasn't fitting in his style of basketball. You know what I mean? Like he's going to the league regardless, so but for the record, I am more pro NIL because I think it's going to strengthen college basketball over a whole once they figure out the regulations of it, because you're going to have to because it could get out of control really quick. But I feel that it's going to help college basketball because some of these kids who are leaving early that weren't ready because they were going to get the money to help their family, you get that money now and you still be able to stay in school, improve your games, get an education. So I like the NIL to help more than hurt college basketball.
Definitely agree with everything you just said, buddy.
Moving on, trash talk in the women's game. I don't know how much you caught of that.
Yeah, I caught all that. And we just talking about the one. If you're just talking about the one, I definitely caught that.
Yeah, that's a whole conversation with it itself, but I'll put it on there just more like I feel that I kind of listen to all the talk from women, men, current players, analysts, or whatever. I kind of like I hate the idea that they judge the women's sports as a whole differently from the men. Because let's be honest about it. If that happened in the NBA game or in a college game for the men, we would not have talked about it for a week after the national championship game.
Yeah.
So treat them like ball players. They want to be treated like ball players, treated like ball players. You know what I mean? Beyond the she's more competitive or the race factor. Well, for her, it was about hard, competitive drive. For her, it was about taunting, whatever. Besides the point, it's a part of the game. You know what I mean? Athletes are competitive. Athletes talk shit to each other. You know what I'm saying? So there you go.
Yeah, I feel the same, but it's America, really. It's the way America is. This is not the first instance where they characterize The same instance, and they'll characterize it one way for one player and one way for another player for whatever reason. It's America. It's what it is. It's up to us not to buy into it, right? Because they only sell it because we buying. So they only put it up there because we clicking the button. So it's up to us to, as Americans or people around the world or whoever, to be like, that's not what we looking for. So
right.
Until that happens, unfortunately, they're gonna just keep giving us, unfortunately, what we want.
Right. Unfortunately, what we won't. We won't drama. We won't drama outside of the thing. So last thing on stuff not NBA. You got the WNBA draft that is currently going on. Looks like the Fever did take I forgot, I can't
Boston
girl name. Boston. From South Carolina. They took her. I like the pick, but I'm still, like we talked about. Here, I can put it up here. Somebody's over there chit-chatting from the network. I like the pick because I think she's a good anchor for up and coming young team. They got a good young core that they're building all together. But I do have a problem with them having two of the same players that they're trying to play at the same time. The double post is kind of hard to play in the women's or men's game the way the basketball game is trending and turning. So one of those players is going to have to develop a 15-foot to a 3-point jump shot, or somebody is not going to get some clock.
Yeah, I look at it another way. I feel like you definitely draft the best player on the board, and then after that, you can still make trades. We even brought up trade. Like, why they got to stay there? Not Boston, but the other one.
Yeah. I agree.
So I would look at that as an upgrade and then use her for a great trade for whatever you're looking for. And
yeah, that would be paying.
Nuggets. With their what else they need. So it's unfortunate, but it's a business, and the best player gets the shot. And I definitely feel like she brings a lot. She brings a lot with her defense. She brings a lot with reboundings, which we all know gives you possessions. And extra possessions is always key. You got to be able to have the ball more times than your opponent in most cases. So as long as her transition is seamless, which hopefully it is, we have a great foundation for something.
Yeah, I think it's good. I like the direction that the Fever are going. You know, you got a good young core. You got outside, you got inside, and I think we'll see, man. I got a new coach, so I'm anxious to see what they're gonna go. I mean, I like to try to get down there and catch some of them games. You know what I mean? I'll rock a old Fever. Well, okay, I'll put a Fever jersey on the wall when I redo the studio.
I might do a hat or something. I don't know.
Like a hat. I'll put a jersey up on the wall when I redo the studio. So that's fun. It's our favorite State Farm agent. What up, D Dizzle? We'll see us again
from State Farm.
You'll see us again at the state of football. The Dukes of Football coming up here in a couple of weeks when we do the draft show. Exciting things happening in the world of the NFL right now too. So, by the way, I just like to tell you, I know we don't care about preseason rankings, but as of right now, Michigan is preseason ranked number 2. I did catch the spring game. Woo! I know it's a spring game. There's some exciting things going on up in Ann Arbor.
I'm just glad it took Harbaugh 8 years to finally figure it out.
Well, you know what I mean? He's just happy he had that leash. Some people don't have that long of a leash.
Yeah, because I'm still not sold.
Hey, it is what it is. But all right, so let's dive into last thing, but it is NBA talk, just not the playoffs. How do you feel about the Pacers and how this season went with some of the moves that they made over the season?
I'm definitely for it. I've always been a proponent of either you win the championship or I'm sorry, but that's the way I feel. Or you tank and good draft picks. It's the process, right? That's what Philly did. And though it may not have worked out totally, there were moments where, it's all about drafting, all about your teams that's out there looking at guys and being able to look at their skill sets and seeing if they'll be able to, their recruiting or whatnot. But I am okay with them being in the lottery. I like the young team that they have. I definitely like Halliburton. I like Benedict. I like the senior steward of Greg Hill being from Indy. I like that. The fact that they brought him back. So we got some players. We got some flexibility as far as the cap is concerned. So at this point, and what I've always said, you need a minimum of 2 superstars to get to the finals, I feel like. Even the Eastern Conference Finals, you need minimum 2 superstars.
And Halliburton is a bona fide up-and-coming.
He's an all-star. He's an all-star.
He's ready. He's ready.
He's
ready to be.
What is it called? The precipice. He's
on ready. He's on the incline. He's on the incline. I like Halliburton's game. Me personally, I was extremely impressed with the Pacers' production this year, regardless of Rick Carlisle. You know what I mean? Like, they're young and they're built to grow together. You know what I mean? Like, they had very low expectations. And for a while there, they were competing in those top 6 seeds. Injuries plagued them. I like what they did with Miles Turner. You made the choice of keeping Miles over Sabonis, so I guess you had to show him the money. They showed him the money, and he was showing out before they showed the money. Right. What derailed them a little bit towards the middle half of the season, young guys, it's 82 games. Some of those young guys were slowing down. Injuries came.
I feel like that was more of a key because as soon as the Halliburton got hurt, it was a landslide.
Yeah, it was injuries between Halliburton and Turner. They kept going back and forth, and I think that's what hurt them towards the stretch. And then I think when they figured out that the playoffs is not possible for us, they went ahead and shut Miles and Halliburton down, play them spottily, and then give them those leg soreness and things like that. Yeah. So I think the Pacers played it well. They did the complete opposite of what the Dallas Mavericks did and just telling everybody their business. So now they're under investigation, but I like the way the Pacers are going. Now we'll see in 3 years when it's time to max deal Halliburton, re-sign Benedict Mathurin, Buddy Hield. You know what I mean? You got some expendable pieces, but what are you going to do around those core pieces? So.
To me, it's all about how much you're willing to spend. I'm pretty sure if you look at all the NBA champions, maybe exception those Detroit Piston teams, they all went over the luxury tax. So if you're not prepared to do that, in my mind, I don't know how much you're looking to win versus how much you're looking to make money and stay in the black.
There you go. Yeah, and we talked about this before, Mr. Jones. We talked about this before about the Pacers holding on to their players. That's why I mentioned that we'll see 3 or 4 years down the line when it's time for those new contracts, those extensions. You know what I mean? Stop giving the wrong players the wrong things and keep some of these superstars or budding superstars that you have. So the challenge is on the Simons. Like Storm said, do you want to be a championship contending team, or do you just want to be a team who – good enough for the city not to be mad about you not winning because you bring in enough money? You know what I mean? So we'll see here in the next 2 to 3 years when it's time for these contracts. Diamond Miller went second.
And she was projected. She was projected, right? Diamond Miller out of Maryland to Minnesota, right?
Yep, Minnesota. Then you got the big white girl who scored all the points for Villanova. I hate to say it like that, but it was more of a description than a whatever. But she went third.
Yep. 6'2" power forward doing her thing.
Yeah, she could shoot the rock. So you got a question, Storm.
why is Hill a good idea? Because you need that experience. When you have a young team like that, you need a Udonis Haslam that's 20 years old that can, for one, demand the respect for these generation of players who, let's just say, they're a little different. They came up a little different. Dare I say, a little sensitive, which hopefully we'll get to right after this, on how the season ended for a couple teams and emotions and not being able to handle it. But they might need that elder statesman to snatch a boy up, or two, just to teach them the NBA life. Because hopefully these guys don't, you hear the tales. People end up leaving the league in any of the leagues and end up being broke, not having no money. So hopefully he can teach them life lessons and also how to be a professional.
I agree, but we know damn well that he ain't gonna be on that roster next year.
Maybe if it's not him, they still need to have someone.
Well, they're gonna have to have it, but it's not gonna be him. And I ain't got nothing against George Hill at all. Right. I like him. I think he will fit that role, but that position, they need a quality backup for Halliburton, where he's not putting in those minutes like that, and there's not a complete drop off. Like, I love McConnell. I think McConnell is great, energetic, but he's not really what you want moving forward. And I mean, I just think they got Hill as cap space. Like, that's going to be a money move.
I feel like Hill, for one, we're not getting him to play. Like I brought up the fact that Haslam, he ain't played other than last games in about 6 to 7 years. I'm putting him in that boat. I'm not saying he's there to necessarily play. That's not his role. It has to be extenuating circumstances for him to get on the floor. I feel like he might be trying to learn to transition into coaching himself. So that's the deal they have. Yeah, we'll give you old league minimum, $1 million, but teach these kids and learn the craft, and hopefully you'll go on and be a coach under the Carlisle tree.
Well, I like that, but I need you more in the street clothes than in uniform.
Exactly. Agreed. But if you're looking at him to be a contributor on the court, like physically playing, I just don't see that for him. And if that's what he wants, then yeah, he will leave. But like I said, if he's looking to be that mentor, to be that person's just trying to learn the coaching game, then I feel like he's got a chance to stay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm with you. All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about these NBA playoffs. Now, this portion of the show is brought to you by Doc Sports Picks. Text hashtag BWSPORTS1 to 29022 for your free $60 in NBA picks. Holler at our man Rafael Esparza. He'll get the nines that you won't. Trust in his knowledge. We do. All right, so play-in games, bro. First up, we got 2 play-in games tomorrow. We have the 7 seed, 8 seed games tomorrow. Then you have the 9 seed, 10 seed games on Wednesday. Yes, that is correct. So first up, we got these play-ins. We have the East, the 8 seed Hawks taking on the 7 seed Miami Heat.
Just talking about it overall, I definitely feel, I feel like the Heat, they got a little more dog in them. They're definitely more physical. And to be honest, I feel like they're mentally tougher. So I definitely see the Heat coming out, barring injuries.
I hate what they've done to Duncan Robinson. But Duncan Robinson, you got to at least play defense enough to get on the floor to shoot, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they signed you to a Austin Crozier deal. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't played since. Get that bag. Go blue. I think this game is going to be a good game. The Hawks are exciting to watch with that dynamic backcourt with Hunter and not Hunter. Yeah. Dude from San Antonio. Him and Trey Young, they're exciting. Capella's very good at defense. You know what I mean? He'll protect the lane a little bit. I like their outside shooting. I think they have a better 3-ball game overall, which might give them a little bit of edge in this game. But like you said, Miami Heat are just a little bit more doggish mentality. Jimmy Butler is not going to let them not make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I think Bam
Not against the Hawks.
Adebayo,
Not against the
not
Hawks.
against the Hawks. Yeah, I think Bam Adebayo, it's like, we need to see your time, bro. It's time. You've been in the league long enough. You've got all of the good things going. You've developed a jump shot. We need to see you. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be the Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler show. Right now, it's just the Jimmy Bam show. You know what I mean? So
And
I
he
do
got his
like
bag
that.
too. Didn't he get his brown bag too?
Yeah, he got his extension.
Yeah. So it's time to go earn it.
Yeah, but I don't see them going far. But
No,
I do see
thought
them
we was
winning
just
this
talking about
game.
this. Yeah, we can go week by week with this. But yes, I see them winning this game.
This game. Second game tomorrow, you got these troublesome Timberwolves going against a undercover hot Laker team since the All-Star break. Best record in the league since the All-Star break. Third best defensive overall percentage since the All-Star break. AD's healthy enough. LeBron James is healthy enough. D'Angelo Russell is really trying to prove that he deserves a big boy bag. And, man, the white boy's hooping. Austin Reeves then negotiated himself into a pretty nice career.
I just feel like after what we saw on Sunday, I don't know if it mattered who they were playing. I just feel like they're immature, unfortunately. They just need some growth. It's bad when you got the pros, the seniors, the ones that been in the league 6, 7, 8 years, wilding out in a way that you've never seen them do it physically. You may have seen it, verbally, but not physically. And national TV status, it had to be something real. So there's something going on behind the curtain we don't know. But for a person of that stature to go off like that, there's definitely some internal things going on. Also, you got McDaniels punching walls. I mean, these cats are in the playoffs no matter what. And we out here pushing and punching walls. Nah, man, it don't matter if it was the Lakers, if it was whoever, the Oklahoma City. I feel like whoever, they ready to leave, even though they'll still be in it. But I don't see it happening anytime soon.
I have a lot to say in a short time span about these Timberwolves. This is nothing new with this group of players over the last 2-3 years. The coach talked about it in the press conference the other day. They got, immature, like you said, they got immature characteristics about their team. Too many things affect them mentally on and off the court. Cat, as talented as he is, he's been questioned since he's been in the league about, and he's always had stuff that, well, I don't want to play this position. I want to play this position. I mean, but it's not about what you want to do. It's about what makes the team better. That's what Anthony Davis figured out. He hated playing the 5, but when Anthony Davis plays the 5, the Lakers are really hard to beat. So he figured that out. So I don't understand what's going on with Cat. Anthony Edwards, he's a star, ready to be a star, but there's no veteran like a Patrick Beverley that they had to show him or teach him these little ropes or whatever. It's crazy. And I'm sorry, I ain't got nothing to say nice about Rudy Gobert. Never been a fan. Thought he was extremely overrated. Thought the Jazz paid him way too much money. I don't want to talk about nobody's bag, but you didn't deserve that bag. Sorry, me personally. Donovan Mitchell mentioned these things around the way, beating around the bush about Rudy Gobert and his mental state about it is playing this basketball game. And yeah, I'll play around with my wife a little bit about it. Yeah, you brought COVID to the United States. Then nobody have it until you lick the damn microphone. And then everybody on the West Coast had it. And they filtered through the country. You dirty Frenchman. I'm sorry. That wasn't nice. That wasn't nice. But, you know what I mean? That's just that you don't do. That's stuff that I expect to see. When I see that, I didn't put it past like, oh, you know what I mean? It's some more dumb shit. That's why Donovan wanted out. He was just a diplomatic guy and didn't put all that business out there. You know what I mean? He didn't want to play with him no more. He was done. And I wouldn't be surprised if you find Rudy on his way out of Minnesota too. You might want to just go play for the French Nationals and just call it a day, bro. Because, I mean, like, you're ineffective. If you're not blocking shots, why are you on the court?
Rebounds.
And hell, I don't think he ain't the leaders in no rebound categories.
Rebounds and blocks. That's his skill set. Very rarely do you have a big guy that can't, like, his back to the basket game. I don't know if I don't know if I've seen a lot of it.
Doesn't exist.
I don't know if it's a lob, maybe a pick and roll lob, put back.
Like, he didn't have a back to the bucket game in international play. Like, they don't throw the ball to you on the block in France. What makes you think we're gonna do it in Utah or Minnesota? Whatever. I'm just not. It sucks for Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, because he's a good young player. He's got an enormous amount of talent. He's going to be a superstar. But you got these guys who are mentally tough, you know, around him. You know what I mean? I feel he's going to fall into a Jimmy Butler. Like, I got to get up out of here, bro.
Yeah, I definitely see that. If he's smart, or the team just the road comes to the realization that unfortunately this team is not ready and not sure how long. I almost feel like they coddled him for so long. Like, you feel like, how about this? You feel like if Anthony went to Miami, he'd be the same player he is right now, or would he be a better player?
Jimmy Butler would not allow him. Butler would not allow him to be that way.
You need that good culture, especially when you're bringing in young talent, because you know they're coming in with the big head. You know it is. It's a reality, and you got to be able to bust that bubble and tell them about, no, what we're gonna do this hard work. What you're going to do is come to this gym. What you're going to do is put up these shots. What you're going to do is be quiet, listen, and watch and learn, and then you'll be great.
Sounds good to me. But with all that said, this is not going to be a blowout game. This is the Los Angeles Lakers we're talking about.
I
feel they win this game, but it's going to be closer than it should be for 3.5 quarters.
I say it's a blowout. I feel like if LA is smart, barring injury, because we're talking about AD, barring injury, if they put it on them, they'll give up, they'll fold, and probably the first quarter, to be honest.
I mean,
start arguing with each other, or another fight will break out on the bench.
I only say that because at Sunday's game, you're playing the Jazz, and the Jazz had absolutely nobody playing. And it took you 3.5 quarters to get control of this game. I don't know why you walk around the court putting crowns on your head. You had struggled to beat the team that wasn't playing nobody. But I think they're poised to make a deep run. So, so I think they win this game. Wednesday's game, first game up back in the East. You got the Tennessee Bulls going the 9 seed Raptors. This is a hard one to pick, bro.
I feel like this will be a close game, but I have Toronto coming out with the win on that.
You got Toronto. You feel Van Vliet?
I feel Van Vliet, and I feel what's the one?
Pascal
Siakam.
Yeah.
I feel like they still can lean on that playoff experience that Kawhi gave them when they won that chip. And I just feel like they're probably not going to try to go out like that. But I definitely feel like it will be a closer game.
Yeah, Raptors have a nice little piece. Scotty Barnes, he's a nice player. You know what I mean? I like him. You know what I mean? They got another at Ajo. There's another guy up there, like a 3 tight shooting guard type player that's very athletic up there. I like what's going on. Oh, and they got Gary Trent Jr. shooter. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I like the Raptors, but I kind of feel that DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine will have a little fun in this game. Like DeMar is a closer. Zach LaVine's been hot the last 3-4 weeks, and they obviously know that Lonzo is not going to be there. But I kind of Patrick Beverly then struck a little roughness in a couple of these guys. I like the Bulls in this game. I like the Bulls in this
But
game.
you know this is a win or go home. This ain't like Minnesota where whoever loses will still get a shot. This is a win or go home. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I know. Win or go home. I like the bar. You know what I mean? I like the bar for some reason. Andre 3000 cousin on his mama's side. Second game on Wednesday, the Thunder and the Pelicans. I hear that we might see a Chet Holmgren for the Thunder. Don't know why.
I was about to say that doesn't sound smart at all.
Yeah, he's been working. He's been doing workout drills and doing pregame stuff before games the last few ticks. But yeah, I don't know. Why would you do that?
I feel like a player's first time in the league should not be the playoffs. I feel like you're messing with their, the flow of the team, the camaraderie. You messing with the flow at that point. That's not the time to do it. I don't agree. I feel like they can win this game as constituted because they really were the ones that we really didn't see being in the position that they were. But they had some great games, and really it's all about that defense. And they play good enough defense to be number 10. They've beaten some good teams, and they've lost to some not so great teams. So it can go either way, but for this one, I got OKC. I could be wrong. I feel like that is the long shot, black horse, whatever, but I feel something about OKC.
Hey, your boy is a star. Your boy Alexander, is that his name? The point guard. Like, yeah, he's nice. I like him. And then you got Giddey. Giddy be giddy. You know what I mean? They got
Giddy be getting it.
Getting it. The Thunder is, I like a good young Thunder. That's always looks like some kids that doing the opposite of what the young guys in Houston are doing.
Or the young guys in Minnesota even. Like it just feels like their culture is better fit for young people.
Oh, that's a
They're
nice
not
fire
letting
my neighbor's got.
Inmates run the asylum.
Yeah. The Pelicans. There's just so much promise, with the expectations of this team. You know what I mean? And this with even without Zion, I figured they to be a little better with Ingram, McCollum, Hayes. I figured they to be a little better. That Steven Adams. No, not him. It was something else I wanted to say and I forgot. But I expected the Pelicans to be a little better, especially from Brandon Ingram. But I'm gonna go with you, man. I like the Thunder in this game. Just something about that.
I feel like it'll be somewhat close. I feel like it'll be a 5-point game, 5-6-point game. I feel like Ingram has the opportunity to step up. I just don't know if he will, but he will have that opportunity. McCollum, he come from Portland, and they've had their issues with him and Dame as far as how far they go in the playoffs. So, I mean, there's opportunity for veteran players to have opportunity, but these young guys are for real and they play D, and that's what you need. You need to stop people. You need to put in buckets too, but it's easier when the score, I flip this like in the 60s, 70 type game. If it's more than 60, 70, I would say New Orleans got a better chance of winning.
I don't know. Both of these teams get up and down the floor. So we'll see how it goes. I do like the Thunder in it. I think and Ingram, like you said, he's been in that level so many times. We've been missing his name, but like Luther's curl just never seems to
just curl. just
wouldn't-
all the way right.
Wasn't all the way right. So so we know that in the Eastern Conference, the Bucks are the number 1 seed. They're going to play the 8th seed, so we won't know who they play until Friday, when the last of the play-in games are played. And then the 2nd seed in the East is the Celtics, who are going to play the 7th seed. So we don't know their matchup just yet either. So we'll reserve our conversations on both the Bucks and the Celtics for next week's show. But rounds that start that we know, matchups that we know are going to happen. You got the Nets and the Sixers. I'm surprised that the Nets held ground. They didn't fall with all the departures. Your boy from Phoenix, hoop it.
Yeah.
And Dimwitty, hoop it. I don't even know who the Chinese boy is. He hoop it. You know what I'm saying? I was surprised with how the Nets have survived the season. And Jacques Vaughn, you gotta give him credit. Maybe he's a better coach than we anticipated him being.
Yeah.
So
well, he should have been coach over Nash anyway.
I'm not going to argue that fact.
Yeah, he should have been.
I'm not going to argue that fact. And the Sixers, hey man, it all rides with Joel Embiid. You know what I mean? He just needs. I need 75%. I need 75% of the old James Harden. I don't need all of it. Just give me 75. Tobias Harris, I need you. Need a little bit more. You got a bag. It's time for you to start, cashing in on that bag. Tyrese Maxey is ready. He's ready. So we'll see what Philadelphia's got.
Yeah, but I got Philly winning this. I feel like.
Well, yeah.
I feel like a 4 or 5 game series.
I'm thinking 4-1. I'm thinking 4-1.
Yeah, that's what I said. Either 4 games or 5 games, but Philly's gonna win. I feel like Embiid is on a mission. Hopefully, he matured himself to a position to focus in and just get these rounds over with quickly, which is key as well. When you have a team that can be dominant, to get these series over. Don't linger around. Don't put more mileage on your body than you have to. Get it in, get it done. So hopefully he'll come with that mindset and he'll be able to do that.
Correct. I agree with you. It's going to be fun, but it's not going to be long. Oh, I think I got to sneeze, but maybe not. This matchup is going to be dynamite. I think it goes 6. The Knicks and the Cavaliers. This is gonna be good.
I feel like it's the best first round from the East.
Agreed.
Definitely. Interesting to see because it's a lot of the same players in the same predicaments. You got Randall. What really? What are you gonna do, buddy? What are you gonna do?
Julius, what you gonna do, Jules?
Yeah, and then you got Spider. Okay, buddy, what are you gonna do? And these are 2 great teams with great players surrounding them. It's just a matter of them getting. And I feel like Spider Mitchell definitely has a little more experience. New York, they flamed out against Atlanta. Got Trae Young bowing and talking crazy to the crowd. I feel like this is an opportunity for them to show that they're better than this. But we'll see. When them bright lights come on, they bright.
They
Lights are bright.
They're bright. Like these two teams are very, very well matched.
Very similar. Very similar.
Backcourt, Cleveland has those big guys down that move well, defend the bucket very extremely well. The same over with New York. Somebody's going to have to guard Randall, but Mitchell is a very good defensive bucket guarder. You know what I mean? So these matchups is going to be absolutely key. But I'm gonna break the trend. As much as I want to go, and I'm very impressed with Donovan Mitchell this year because I didn't think how that was going to work with him and Gardner, but it's been working quite well. You know what I mean? Hey, go do your thing. 44 straight games, it's Kobe shit. So do your thing. But I'm going to take the Knicks in this series. I'm going to ride with Stephen A on this one. Not because of Julius Randle, but because of Jalen Brunson. That's why I'm going to go pick the Knicks. I think the Knicks in 6.
I think it goes 7, and I'll go with Cleveland. I'll go opposite of it. But I do think it goes 7. I feel like they're very, very closely matched, and I feel like it's going to be hard for either team to seal it outside of 7.
Yeah. If it goes 7, I think it's gonna be hard. Whoever wins 2 games in a row is gonna win the series. That's what it's gonna come down to. That's what it's gonna come down to. I like it. So let's jump over to the West. So we know the Nuggets got the number 1 seed. They're going against the AC, which we don't know yet. Grizzlies have the number 2 seed. Going against the 7 seed, we don't know yet. Just like the Bucks and the Celtics. We'll dig into them when we figure out what their matchups are in next week's show. But we have the first matchup, which both of these matchups in the West that we know are actually going to be some pretty good basketball. First up, you got the defending champs, the Warriors, going against the higher seed, which is the Sacramento Kings, who haven't been in the playoffs in a very, very long time. But there's a lot of things going on in this game. This is going to be exciting. I don't think it's going to be a short series. I think it's going to be a long series. Can't count out the champs. Wiggins is coming back. He was very key for them last year, but I don't know what he's been doing to be in basketball shape and hitting the playoffs. It's not the regular season. You know what I mean? But you can't really count out the champs or the champs. You know what I'm saying? But the Sacramento Kings, this De'Aaron Fox, your boy Murray from Iowa, Sabonis traded from here. Like these guys they're playing good ball, got the 3rd seed. And this is if you're looking for defense, this is not the series where you're going to get a lot of it. So whoever plays the most defense is probably going to win this series, but don't count out the Kings just because they're inexperienced. Remember, their coach was on the bench with Steve Kerr in those championships in Golden State. He knows what he's going up against. So let's not just dismiss the Kings because they're playing the Warriors, even though they are the lower seed and favorite in this series.
I'm not going to dismiss them, but I will say the series hinges on Wiggins. I will say that for his defense. I know they went out and got Gary Payton II back. That helps them. But I just feel like it all depends on Wiggins. I don't have a problem with offense. I feel like Poole's going to show up. Steph's going to show up. Clay's going to show up. Hopefully, Draymond shows up defensively and as a court general. I hope he shows up and bringing that emotional intensity. And I feel like if that happens, they will take out the Sacramento Kings because a lot of those players, this is their first time. And there is something to be said. There are that small percentage of teams that go that first time and they're able to flourish. But like we said, those lights get so much brighter when it comes to playoff time. And the expectations are so much higher, and people are talking, and your friends are talking, and knowing how to handle what comes with that, the Golden State Warriors has. So I'm not going to take it away from them, but I also will say Wiggins is a key part in all of this. All of this.
And let's not forget, Sabonis does have playoff experience. Not a lot, but he does have playoff experience. And we can't keep forgetting that Harrison Barnes is on this Sacramento team who did win a championship with Golden State. So it's not like there's not people on this team that that aren't involved, that don't have experience. It's like there are the majority of them. You know, De'Aaron Fox never been there. A lot of these other guys there, but there are pieces on there along with Mike Brown. You know what I mean? I'm actually going to pick the Kings. I like the Kings because I like Sabonis. I do. I think Sabonis is cool. I like the Kings. I think
I like them, but liking them and liking them to win in a playoff series is two different things. So although I like the Kings, like I said, I want to go with Golden State, but I can't because I feel like the greatest to me, this is one of the greatest games. I feel like the West got the best first rounds as far as your 4 or 5 and your 3-6.
Oh yeah,
both of those are
definitely
great because you just all it takes is one player to be themselves or be great or come back that tips the scales one way or the other, good or bad. If they play well, they win. If they play bad, they lose. So when you get down to that type of scenario,
Golden State sucks on the road this year.
Yes,
but you only need to win one.
Right.
And
we're talking about regular season versus playoffs. So we're in a whole nother arena, a whole nother chapter of the season. So where their experience definitely, that is a plus. It is. They know what they're doing. They know what they need to do. It's just a matter of doing it.
Right. Last game for our conversation talk today, we got the Clippers and the Suns. Oh, the Clippers just can't get right with injuries. It does not matter. It does not matter. Even if Paul was hurt, it was not hurt. It was going to be somebody else that was key. The Clippers have like the old Boston Red Sox curse. You know what I mean? It's like something's going to happen to you. Or no, Chicago Cubs. Theirs was worse. It was like 100 years.
Just bad luck after bad luck after bad.
Just bad luck after bad luck. And I mean, like, you know, I'm a Paul George fan. Like, I am. You know, and I like the Claw. And I think it was a good duo if you could keep them both healthy at the same time. And you can't. And without both of them, I don't think they have a chance with Kevin Durant and Mr. Booker. Because, bro, Kevin, how can you miss that many games and come back, killing them, miss that many games again, and it's like you never were hurt?
That's what a 7-foot point guard would get you. You ain't got no one blocking his shot, so really it's just all about getting used to it. I feel the same. The Clippers are cursed to a certain extent. I feel like what you get with the Claw, Kawhi, with his injury and load management, I feel like it worked. I feel like it was a gift and a curse that it worked in the Raptors because I think he feels like he can do that every year now. It was a gift and a curse that it worked that year for him. PG, total opposite. I feel like he really is hurt. He comes across as a player that wants to play. He definitely has played more than Kawhi. I definitely at this point feel like even though Kawhi went on this game is the better player, but Paul has been there through the mud. Like he's been there through that regular season, and he probably has the team more respect of the team. But it's like Kawhi is just a hired gun. I'm just gonna wait till the playoffs and then probably be out or I don't know, get hurt again. Unfortunately, I don't wish nobody to get hurt, but like KD, it just it's what it is. It happens over and over and over again. KD is a offensive juggernaut.
And he plays defense now.
Yes. Well, he played defense a little in Golden State, so it wasn't like this is new, but his offensive game far passes any defense that he plays. I mean, the dude is cold as ice. He's the Green Reaper. He's done it against you pick a superstar, he ain't did it to. How about that? LeBron, check. Boston, check.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Kobe said the hardest person I had to guard was Kevin Durant because I never figured him out before I retired.
Yeah, because Kobe can't grow. That's why.
You know what I mean? Like,
he's got the one thing. That's the one thing you can't practice. You can't practice being taller.
Okay. You know what I mean? With the Clippers, I like what you said about Kawhi being a hard guy. Like, here's the difference. When Kawhi was hurt, Kawhi was in the box. He was in the booth. He was when he was hurt managed loading, he was in the box. You know what I'm saying? Up there. When PG was hurt, he was sitting crowded on the bench with the guys. You know what I mean? I think that means something. It's a little different. Leader. You know what I mean? Like when Kawhi was doing all this, Paul was dragging him through the playoffs by himself. You know what I mean? And he was dragging him through the play. Yeah. So yeah, I like the Suns in this one. I like the Suns in this one. Like, I'm with Larry. I like the Suns in 5. Yeah. I mean, the Claw, like, he's done got to the whining status. Like, he never used to whine. Now he's like throwing his hands up, you know, doing the Jason Tatum, clapping at the refs. Like, I don't know. I think
unnecessary.
Kevin's on the mission. I think Booker's on the mission. And unfortunately for people of your caliber who doesn't like him, and people who have, you know, kind of defended him, and now I'm kind of seeing like, you know what, maybe Big Storm was on something there. Like, you did too much dirty shit. Like, you pulled some dirty shit earlier this season where I was like, you know what, I'm done. But unfortunately, this might be the best opportunity for Mr. Paul to get a ring with those two guys. And DeAndre and Kevin Durant keeps DeAndre Ayton in the game, unlike Paul and Booker does. So watch out for Phoenix.
I feel like the basketball gods is either blessed Chris Paul or cursed KD. Stay tuned. Is it going to be the curse of Chris Paul, or is it going to be the curse erased by the Reaper of KD? Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So, yeah. It's exciting, folks. It's exciting.
Hey, man, it is the best time of the year. I done took off time from work like I did in March Madness to be able to watch these games, and I'm going to do it. I hope everyone enjoys it like we do. It's nothing like basketball, poetry, emotion when played correctly. And it is just great to see.
Great to see. Yeah, I'm excited. So there you have it. Make sure you check out these first 2 days of playoff style atmosphere basketball with the play-in games Tuesday and Wednesday. And then Friday, or the last of the play-in games, where that winner of the 9-10 game plays the loser of the 7-8 game to be that 8th seed. So it's going to be exciting all the way in. The first round games start Saturday. Yes, start Saturday. Then they go until it's over.
40 games and 40 nights, baby.
So we'll jump in. I'll keep you guys posted. We'll jump in. Hopefully we can get in before those first round games start, or somewhere in the middle of those first round games. And then we'll see where it goes. So should be exciting. Check it out. It's going to be great.
I got something for the eye.
So we're going to go to the wrong mouse pad. I got too many things going on here. Where are we at? He said the eye of the storm. There you go. So there you go. You're up, bro.
So I got a couple things, so please bear with me. First of all, for all you guys that worship or exercise or go with Easter, celebrate Easter. happy belated Easter. I definitely celebrate it. And I hope everyone had a great weekend. Also, I want to give shouts out. I know we mentioned it a little bit, but I want to give shouts out to UConn for winning and killing my bracket. Because I definitely had UCLA going, but unfortunately they got outmatched pretty handily. So shouts out to them. And also to our local high school, Ben Davis. Give shouts out to them, Courtney James, and all the other guys, Don Carlisle. We play with these guys coming up, and it's great to see the success they brought to their alma mater. I just hope next year that North Central's steps up and takes it down. That's all I got for the Iowa Storm. I can hope. I can hope.
All I did was look up.
Yeah, but I knew you said a lot. You can say a lot. It's called nonverbal communication.
I ain't got no hate for North Central. You know what I mean? Other than the fact that I'm sorry that Dr. White came back for
Hey,
him,
don't be sorry. The
he's
kids are
cleared
sorry.
up, though.
The kids are sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry. Because all those pajamas and out of there, you gonna put on some clothes.
Gold. Like gold.
You gonna put on some clothes. Shouts out
Like-
to Dr. White. I'm glad my daughter at least got to see you right before she graduated, and how I came up for, I think 1 or 2 years Dr. White was there with me.
But I had 1 year. Mr. Thomas, where's your hall pass? Oh, Dr. Eugene White. All right, so there's the Storm. Guess the one good thing. My one good thing is love them when you have them. Don't forget them when they're gone. That's what I got. So there you have it. Big Storm, the one. State of Basketball, BW Sports 1. Check us out on the website. You can now get to the website through the Facebook link. Somehow they let us do it again. They feel we're not, scam or spam or whatever. So you want to check out all the old shows. Check them out on the website, BWSports1.com. Check out the YouTube channel for all of our syndicated shows from the top to bottom of the network. We got great things coming for you throughout the next couple months. The baseball guys are back. We got a new hockey show starting up. So it's going to be some fun. And who knows, there might be an all Michigan show coming in the near future. Keep your eyes, stay tuned to what's popping. So the Storm, the Storm, the one, BW Sports, we're out. Have a good one, folks.
Let's come together, people. Let's come together. If they can do it, anybody can.
Yeah.